Hey guys, welcome to Xbox On. Whilst we're getting geared up for E3 and some big releases, it's easy to let other titles pass you by accident. But fear not, I've done some rooting around to find the best games you may have missed recently. From rhythm games to murder mysteries to games so terrifying you might just wee yourself a little bit, here's my top picks of games that may have passed you by. Outlast 2. The very name fills me with fear after attempting the first offering. Yes, the original Outlast, the first-person horror game which took place in a mental asylum where you're hunted down with no means of defending yourself, now has a sequel. This time round, you're playing the part of Blake Landerman, a journalist who's roaming the Arizona desert to find out more about a murdered pregnant woman. After a helicopter crash leaves you stranded, you stumble upon a village inhabited by a cult that believes the end of days are upon them. Yep, you just know things are gonna go downhill from there. All the terrifying aspects of Outlast are here. You can't fight or defend yourself, so it's a game of strategic hiding and lots of running away. Or in my case, lots of screaming, throwing your controller at the floor, and then running away. There's beds to hide under, closets to tremble in, and bushes to lie down in and just hope everything will be okay. You've got a camcorder again with trusty night vision that really helps see all the horrible things that want to kill you in the night. Wonderful. The desert scenes are broken up with flashbacks to Blake's time at school. Whilst a switch to bright lights and what you think would be a safe environment might seem welcome, it's also filled with terror as Blake is troubled by a horrible monster from the past. And lots of blood that wouldn't go amiss in The Shining. Outlast for me is one of the scariest games out there, and Outlast 2 is just as terrifying. I genuinely struggle to play it without having to stop because there's only so much you can scream and throw a controller before it's time to stop and put on some ukulele. For horror game fans out there, get on Outlast 2. You won't be disappointed. Enter the Gungeon is a fast-paced bullet hell shooter which packs a punch. Start off by picking one of 4 characters, each with their own special abilities such as calling for support or lock-picking chests. I, of course, went for the badass hunter. Not only is her starting weapon a crossbow, which gives me all kinds of Buffy flashbacks, but she starts with a dog. I mean, come on, I know if I were going through endless levels of gunfight and trauma, I'd like a little company by my side. So in terms of levels of gunfight, your character will be descending down the Gungeon on a quest to find a gun that can kill the past itself. Pretty cool, huh? The tricky thing is that the Gungeon is inhabited with bullets, weapons, and enemies that have come to life. You'll have to dodge away from bullet fire, attack at any given chance, and hide behind benches to stop yourself getting ripped to shreds. There's over 200 different guns and items that can be combined to make you stronger, which is handy when you've got to face a difficult boss at the end of each floor. If it all proves too much, you can tackle it in co-op, but annoyingly enough, your co-op pal can't take control of your trusty dog. I know, I was disappointed too. The game is frantic fun and is very reminiscent of The Binding of Isaac, so if that was your cup of tea, then make sure to enter the Gungeon soon. Cities Skylines is the game for you if you're all about those city building sim games. Be the master of your very own tiny little town by building houses, shopping centres, sewage disposals and hospitals. It may not be glamorous, but someone's got to do it. You'll start off by being given a choice of land. Pick whichever suits your fancy, whether it has loads of rivers and fresh water or other benefits, and go from there. So it can be a little overwhelming at first. You'll be tasked with building your city from complete scratch. Start with roads and then work your way onto zoning. You'll be setting up residential zones, commercial zones, industrial zones, you name it. Of course, all those places will need water and electricity, and everyone gets really angry if you don't get rid of the sewage for some reason. Yeah, I can't think why. As your city grows, you'll unlock new things to build, whether it be schools and hospitals or a garbage disposal place. Yeah, building a city is really smelly work. It's so satisfying watching your city grow and more residents moving in and building little houses. Of course, money management gets tricky, and before you know it, you spend all your money on one too many wind turbines. Hey, green energy is the way forward. If you want a proper deep sim game to get lost in for hours, then you need to check out Cities Skylines. Flint Hook is an action platformer which is all about using a grappling hook to get around. You play the part of Captain Flint Hook, a space pirate. That's right, everything cool combined into one profession. You'll be traversing through pirate ships as you loot and kill anything that gets in your way. So back to the grappling hook. It's definitely one of the coolest things about the game, as the movement just flows so well. You'll find yourself swinging around the ships like a monkey through the trees. Whilst it might be tricky to grasp at the beginning, when you get the hang of it, it really does make for fluid, fast movement. If old Captain Flint Hook wasn't cool enough, he can also slow down time, which is integral for making your way around lasers. These sailors definitely don't want you stealing their stuff. I mean, actual death lasers is a pretty good burglar system. Each level is procedurally generated, with a wave of enemies and lasers trying to stop you in your tracks. Using your grapple hook and your gun, you have to take down your foes and collect your bounty of perks that help you take on the next challenge. Get out there into the great unknown, treasure awaits you. Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap is a remake of 1989's offering of the same name. The cool thing about the remake is that it allows you to experience the game as it is now, all polished and pretty, but also as it was back then, all pixels and block colours. A simple tap of a button will change the screen back to how it would have looked 28 years ago. It's a neat little inclusion and is a great reminder of just how much visuals have improved over the years. So in Wonder Boy, you play a character who is cursed with a lizard form and must progress through levels to defeat a bunch of dragon bosses to become human again. After each boss is killed, you get access to an additional animal form, including a lizard man and a mouse man, which is integral to progressing through the game as each animal has its own unique skill. The game uses a central hub rather than simple side-scrolling, so you'll find yourself traversing left and right or up and down to get where you need to go. You'll be backtracking on yourself once you've unlocked different animal characters, so you can use their special abilities to discover new secret areas. The game is challenging, so get used to seeing that hub area. You'll be dying a fair bit, so spawning here will become a familiar sight. Whether you played the original and want to have a go in its shiny new packaging, or you just want to get more acquainted with the classics, make sure to check out Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap today. World to the West is a world of blue skies and darker caves with plenty of puzzles that require more than one character to complete. The game starts off with a character, Lumina, travelling after her father. We quickly find out that she has the ability to get across gaps with her electric blink power. You barely have any time as Lumina before you're quickly thrust into the role of Naus, a little guy who is a part of a group who are digging on what they think is the moon. It won't be long before you're placed into the shoes of two other playable characters, a mercenary for hire and finally a strongman. Each character has their own unique skills. Lumina has the blink power, Naus is small and can also dig, Terry the mercenary can control squirrels, yes, you heard that right, she can control squirrels, and Lord Clonington, the strong guy, is, well, he's strong. To get through the world, you'll need to take control of whatever character is needed to complete the puzzles. There'll be enemies to face, or if you're Naus and can't actually attack anyone, enemies to run away from. The writing is tongue-in-cheek and funny, and the art style is really lovely too. Getting to know all your characters is a joy thanks to the script writing. All in all, it's a lovely game to get lost in for a few hours, so check out World to the West now. The Sexy Breakout is a puzzle game with a brilliant twist. You play Boone, a preacher who wakes up at a yearly Sexy Breakout party, but things aren't all they seem. A creepy bloody girl gives Boone a mask and a broken time watch and sets him the task of stopping the other party members' murders. You see, everyone at the party is getting murdered, and you have the power to prevent it all. Using your watch, you can go back in time and keep replaying the murderous events until you work out how to stop it. You have to sneak around the levels, listen through keyholes to conversations, and try to work out where everyone is and what they're doing. It's such a super clever game. Each time you rewind, you'll find out a little more of the puzzle, whether it's characters giving something away or a secret note stashed somewhere. It won't be long before you've worked out a way to stop the fatal killing taking place. For example, the first murder requires you to listen to a conversation, pick up a blank gun shell which is accidentally dropped, then put the empty shell into the gun which is meant to do the killing. Hey presto, the gun fires a blank and no one dies. It's clever puzzles like this which make up the Sexy Breakout, and I for one found myself totally hooked. Note to self though, never go to a party called the Sexy Breakout. It's not gonna end well. If you're looking for something a little bit different and you're a fan of rhythm games, then Aero is the one for you. Even better if you're a fan of dubstep and EDM, as the songs focus around these music genres. Even if that music isn't your thing, it's still super entertaining. Dubstep and EDM makes for great rhythm games due to the heavy drops and beats that you have to move to. How it works is you've got to fly your little spaceship whilst keeping in time with the music lines. All the while, you'll have barricades in your way that you have to dodge and enemies that line up to take a shot at you. The fighting segments break things up a bit and can be genuinely quite tricky to master. Playing through whilst aiming for those crazy high scores is addictive, whilst plenty of achievements pop along the way. The music selection is pretty awesome too. I really got into each track and found myself getting lost in the multicolour, high-energy worlds. Definitely worth checking out. And there we have it, loads of awesome games that you may have missed. Let me know if I've missed any in the comments box down below, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe button if you haven't already. We've got plenty more awesome Xbox videos coming your way. See you next time, guys. Bye!